Hello everyone, good morning, dear authors and invited guests. Welcome to technical session 10C. Myself Karthik Bharadwaj, and this session would be moderated by me. On behalf of Global Knowledge Search Foundation and GR Solistic LLP, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 10th International Conference on Smart Trends in Computing and Communication, SMARTCOM 2026, Pune, India. The 10th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event is held today in Pune, India, and the virtual event is being organized through Zoom from 19 to 21st of January 2026. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable interactive session throughout the day. In this session, we have 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given 10 minutes for presentation and 2 minutes for question and answer. On 9 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you stay connected with us till the closing remark. If you have any query or any remark, you can write it to me in the chat box. Just before we get started, I'd like to introduce you with today's session chair, Dr. Dipali S. Jadhav. Dr. Dipali S. Jadhav is an assistant professor at Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune, India. Her research interests includes artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, image processing, computer vision, and assistive communication technologies, with active involvement in technology and research. I request our respective session chair, ma'am, to kindly address our participants.
Thank you, Karthik sir. Thank you once again for the invitation and for associating me with SmartCom 2026. I look forward to contribute to a successful and enriching technical session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for such kind words. Now we'll be starting with the first presentation of the day. For the first presentation, I like to call presenter Abhijit for the paper title A Comparative Study of Clustering Models of Machine Learning for Civil Engineering Applications. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now you can please proceed with your presentation.
Yeah, this is Dr. Abhijit Raipurkar. I want to share my presentation, sir.
Sir, you can share your presentation
Yeah,
now.
now it's there. Earlier it was asking for permission. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is clearly visible. You can proceed. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our work in SmartCom 2026 conference. Myself, Dr. Abhijit Raipurkar. I'm working as an assistant professor in CSC department in Ramdev Baba University, along with my guide, Dr. Manoj B. Chandra. He is director academics as well as professor in computer science and engineering department. Our title of the paper is Comparative Study of Clustering Model for Various Civil Engineering Applications. So there are certain motivations which motivates us to write this paper. So first of all, there is no concrete inefficient selection process. Means there is no selection process available to select a proper clustering model for the civil engineering use cases that I'm going to elaborate during the PPT. We need some decisive works because there is no systematic method available for dataset characteristics. Most of the works we have identified it is on the guesswork, and guesswork is not going to give us the proper result. Hence, we are applying some machine learning clustering models for this. This work totally focus on the three types of data sets, which we classified as a small data set, large data set, and the medium data sets. Also, there are two types of There are two types of characteristics we have considered. One is linearity and non-linearity. That too totally based on the civil engineering context. And lastly, we are going to see the trade-off between the time versus accuracy. All of us know that whenever there is an cost involved, so there is time also involved, and it compromises with the accuracy. So which model will best suitable for which data set? We have uh, simulated some test run, and based on that, we got a very good result for that. So these are our motivations to write this paper, and these are four identified problem statement for the civil engineering context. All of us know that the entire machine learning is classified into two parts. One is the classification model and the second is the clustering model, which we generally classified as an supervised learning where the label data is present, and the other is the non-supervised learning, where the class labels are not present and we have to form the clusters. So total six methods we are actually focusing. One is the naive-based classifier, which totally works on the probability method, probability classifier. In decision tree, there are various algorithms like ID3, Gini index, gain ratio, but we are actually focusing on the ID3 algorithm. And what we have found out that ID3 is the best algorithm to select the root node for a particular decision tree. Then the collection of decision tree, which is called as random forest, which is an ensemble method which we are considering. Then the support vector machine SVM, and the entire plane is classified based on some support vector, and this is generally used for large non-linear data sets. So these are the four methods we are going to consider for the classification method. Similarly, in clustering method, there are so many methods, but we are focusing on two methods. One is hierarchical method. In hierarchical, there are two ways. One is agglomerative, and second is the decisive clustering. But we are focusing on the agglomerative clustering, which is also called as bottom-up approach. Second is the K-means method, which is very popular, which is one of the partitioning method. And the most important problem or bottleneck in K means is to select the value of K, and for that elbow method is being suggested in this paper to select the value of K. So these are some background as far as the model overview is concerned for our research work. Our study objective is going to aim the bridge the gap between model selection and the civil engineering use cases for following four benchmark criteria. One is the first is the comprehensive comparison. So obviously, comprehensive comparison is being done between the various classification model, which I have already explained in the last slide, and the clustering model. Clustering model, we are going to focus on only two, that is agglomerative clustering and the K-means algorithm. Whereas in the classification model, it's a neo-base, then random forest decision tree, and the SVM method. Then the second important benchmark which we have considered based on the selection guidelines, and three important parameters which I want to highlight here for the data set we are considering. First is the size of the data set. Second is the dimensionality, that is how many attributes are there in the data set, and whether the data set is linear or non-linear. That is one of the benchmark criteria for a model selection. Then third is the evaluation performs trade-off. So it actually gives us the relationship between the training time and the accuracy to identify the efficient model for the various large scale civil engineering application. And finally, after the model is selected, we need to perform the validations, and the cross-fold validations are there. And finally, the robustness and the reliability testing is done for the selected model. For that, a very popular tools are being used. One of the tool is given by University of Waikato, Switzerland, New Zealand. That is Weka. Weka tool we are going to use, and the Scikit Learn library we are going to use it for the validations. So, to the audience, I want to summarize this pipeline. That is our study process pipeline. Actually, any machine learning model comes up with the pre-processing of the data. All of us know that there are large number of missing values in the data set. We need to handle the noise in the data set. So, one of the most popular techniques, that is pre-processing, is being done. Then, after pre-processing, the feature selection and splitting is done. For this, the criteria set is 80% for training and 20% is for testing. Then we try to fit the best model using the various benchmark parameter, which I have explained in the last slide. And finally, the model is evaluated based on the four important characteristics. One characteristics. First is the accuracy of the model. Second is the time taken by the model to classify the accurate result. Third is the confusion matrix, that is true positive, false positive, and the other parameters. And finally, the graphical representation of the agglomerative method using dendrograms we are actually going to show. Finally, the cross-verify model with the real-world use cases of the civil engineering is being done. Tools and frameworks, technical terms, in terms of technical terms, I would like to focus the frameworks. We are actually using Python, Scikit-learn, and Pandas library. The Jupyter notebooks are being used for this deployment, and for validation, as I mentioned, the tool by University of New Zealand, Weka tool, we are going to use. I would like to tell to all that we are going to use the four types of data set for this study. One is the Maple leaves, that is medium complexity or medium size data set. Then adult income, which is a large data set, and last type is a small, and weather is very tiny data set, which is taken from the Veka tool actually. Then the clustering methods, we are actually mail the customer based on the building purchase attributes based on the age of the customer, gender, income, and spending score. So this is the pipeline and the data as well as tools used in this research work. Finally, the model is selected or compared based on the technical specification which are being mentioned. In the classification model, particularly in the neo-based classifier, the hypothesis and the mutual exclusivity of the events are being tested for the computation. In the decision tree, information gain is calculated using the IDA3, and based on that, the best route node is selected for the highest information gain. In random forest is the bagging method we are using, ensemble method, and it is again the Gini importance criteria is used for node splitting and average feature selection across the trees. Then hyperplane maximization for classification margin, SVM support vector machines are being used for the full distribution of the data set. Then, as far as the clustering model is concerned, the agglomerative clustering is being used, which follows the bottom-up approach. It produces the dendrogram to visualize the data, and it tells us clearly the relationship between the various data items in the data set. And it used to, one of the important highlighting point of this hierarchical clustering is that we do not need to specify K in advance, which
Sorry
we
to
need to
interrupt, sir,
specify.
but you have 1 minute to conclude. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Which we need to specify in k-means. Okay, so then I will finally talk about my eighth slide about the comparison results and the insights. So in training and testing, there are two times mentioned in this table. One is training time and second is testing time. So based on this four data set, we can easily see the training time and testing time for these four methods: decision tree, random forest, naive Bayes, and SVM. And finally, what is the best method for our data set is being mentioned. It is being characterized into three parts. One is excellent, second is very good, and good. Uh, I want to I want to focus on the civil engineering application. Why this work is very best fitted for the civil engineering work. So this can be used for building typology clustering. Number one. Second, infrastructure asset segmentation, which will categorize the roads, bridges, and it's important. And third is urban planning and development. Generally, we see that there is a lot of chaos in the society when we go for the urban planning. Our method will definitely helps us to go for the proper urban planning and finalizing the optimized model selection. I want to conclude this work with some concluding point. The K-means method is recommended for use data set. Number one, the hierarchical clustering method will give us the better result for the small data set. And as all of us know that civil engineering application is based on both having a large as well as if we talk about a big apartments and big building layout, then there is a large data set. And for household, simple society, there will be a small data set. Based on the data size and linearity, our model will give us the best suggestion to the governance to select a proper model. Thank you.
Now I request our respected secretary, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Sir, can you tell me how did you ensure that these features are meaningful from civil engineering perspective?
But it's a lot of echo I'm getting at my side. Hello, can you come again? It's a echo I'm getting, lot of echo.
Hello, am I audible?
Ah, yeah, now you're audible.
How did you ensure that these features are meaningful from civil engineering perspective?
Ma'am, we actually classify our data set based on the civil engineering context only. We have extracted only those features in the pre-processing stage which are relevant to the civil engineering use case only. So a lot of work is done on the in the pre-processing stage, which we generally call it an ATL, extraction, transformation, and load.
Okay, and how scalable are these models for real-time data set?
Yeah, because for that we have classified our approach into three things: small data set and the large data set. So for the large data set, we are actually suggesting the agglomerative clustering, madam, hierarchical clustering. So it's really scalable and workable also, deployable.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to call presenter BU Shivkami for the paper title A Readiness Assessment of Green Project and Innovation Capabilities for Green Finance Led Sustainability Transition. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, you can proceed with the presentation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please let me know if you could see my screen.
It's loading on my end. Yeah, no, ma'am. Now it is visible. You can continue.
So, a very good morning, everyone, and esteemed colleagues and the chair here. It is truly a privilege to present in the SmartCom presentation. And this is Shivakami here. I'm doing my PhD full time at Tamarta School of Business. And before I begin, I would like to express my thanks towards my supervisor, who is Dr. Suresh, for guiding me throughout this presentation. I think it's loading it. Okay. Yeah. So today I'll be sharing about my study on a readiness assessment of green finance projects and innovation capabilities for green finance-led sustainability transitions. So for this presentation, the agenda would be introducing the topic and setting the context, followed by the research gap in the literature, and also the research objectives and how the research methodology aligns with the research gap and the objectives, followed by the research findings and the conclusion and limitations of the study. So, to set the context right, this to set the context right, in response to many global environmental risks such as global warming and other deforestations and climate change, there is also a serious efforts taken to reduce the global warming and to protect the environment and natural ecosystems from various international organizations. So, in the at the United Nations climate change conference COP30, which was held very recently in the year 2025, and also with respect to scholar discussion, sufficient financial capital is very much necessary to achieve the goal towards climate targets of 1.5 degrees Celsius. This shows a very strong push towards green finance at a global priority level. Green finance is defined as a strategic approach that actively includes finance sectors in the transition towards low carbon and resource efficient economies. And also, there is an advancement in green finance to think critically for achieving the sustainable development. And also, there are also evidences in with respect to project and innovation capabilities, wherein the Global Innovation Lab for Climate Finance Network, which was established in the year 2014, highlighted that there is a critical role of project and innovation capabilities to accelerate the adoption of green finance. And also, there are financial institutions that are facing emerging opportunities in sustainable finance, driven by the growing emphasis on green growth and also net zero goals. At a global level, the funding mechanisms increasingly demand strong project design, innovation capabilities, sustainability outcomes, and risk management and reporting capabilities. So, considering all of these factors, there is a practical need to focus on the project and innovation capabilities for the green finance adoption. So, the current study focuses on assessing the readiness of project and innovation capabilities for green finance adoption with the emerging enterprises. So, given the context, so in literature, where is the gap was found? So, we did a literature review wherein scholars are focused on green innovations because it is more very much critical and significant component for achieving an environmentally responsible industrial transition. Until Industry 4.0 or Industry 3.0, there was no focus on the environmental side, or the climate change has never been a part of all of those industrial transitions, whereas only those economic gains, increased jobs, productivity, advancement of ICT, automation, and advanced technologies were only characterized as innovation, and those were the factors that were considered for the development. So, post as a flip side, there were issues that were part and parcel of those industrial revolution. So, with respect to Industry 5.0, we have more concern about the environment, and to have a growth that is very very responsible. And green projects face many risks, such as inaccurate cost estimation, cost overrun risk, and also it was found that the risk level is very much high in certain green finance project. For example, in the case of hydrogen projects, they are seen very financially risky and less profitable, since the projects require very large investments at upfront. And also, there are also various scholars who have examined from the macroeconomic perspective, but there are very limited studies that have examined from a micro or firm level perspective. So, this study addresses that gap. And also, from the methodology perspective, unlike the conventional methods, we have used the MCDM technique, which is fuzzy logic approach, which helps in capturing the quantitative evaluation by capturing the gray areas or the unclear boundaries that the experts might have faced in the context of assessing the readiness. And followed by the fuzzy logic, we have also used important performance analysis to rank the attributes based on their importance and performance. Unlike the other fuzzy logic approaches, we have also added on by using important performance analysis. So the objectives are to examine the criteria attributes that enabled MSMEs to align with the project and innovation capabilities for the adoption of green finance. Secondly, it is to develop a readiness assessment framework for the same. And thirdly, it is to identify the weaker attributes and also propose improvement strategies to improve the MSMEs readiness to adopt green finance and advance green growth. So, to explain the research methodology here, the fuzzy logic method, which was proposed by Zade in the year 1965, is used in this study because it helps in dealing with the uncertainties and the ambiguities that might be in the context of readiness assessments. So, this method captures all the gray areas, which is particularly prominent in these type of enterprises, and the technique converts the verbal expressions into numerical values and enables quantitative evaluation. And also, this allows us to convert them back to the natural linguistic form again. It is converted back, and the case organization here is selected as an automotive company which is located in Tamil Nadu, India. And the organization was selected because it engages in the recycling of waste and actively shows intent in sustainability oriented project initiatives. So, it was selected because there were pre-existing some kind of gr- recycling that was happening in the case organization. So there are three phases in this study. The phase one is to identify and classify the criteria attributes for green project innovation and capabilities for the green finance in manufacturing MSMEs. And the second phase is to select the case organization for assessing the readiness. And thirdly, it is the methodology, which is fuzzy logic methodology. And phase three is the important performance analysis on the attributes. And the study has adopted linguistic terms to assess the performance and also to assess the important weights to evaluate the readiness for the adoption of green finance based on the 11 attributes and the three criteria here. So the first criteria is green project pipeline, which has subdivision of defined subdivision of attributes, which is defined green innovation needs, prioritized and costed sustainable project proposals, circular economy and alignment, and circular economy alignment, green project progress, and performance monitoring mechanisms. Second criteria is on the green innovation and investment capabilities. This also follows more of green projects as well as the
Sorry to
green
interrupt,
finance.
Mom, but you have 1 minute to conclude.
Sure. So these are the criteria and the attributes. So there are three levels of calculations. The first level is the fuzzy project in FIPGRE, which is calculated through the fuzzy operation. And this was found that the index is 2.036, 3.531, 5.091 as shown in the figure. And it is then matched with the minimum D value. And here, as shown in the figure, we could see that it is the organization is more into a low ready level for the readiness for project innovation capabilities for the green finance adoption. And the third level of calculation is the important performance analysis, which is the important it was found that the four levels of quadrants were found. So based on that, the weaker attributes were also identified. So one is green project progress and performance monitoring mechanism is an most weak attribute. Green innovation investment, implementation of green supply chains and sustainable sourcing practices, environmental impact projections are the weaker attributes. There are also suggested improvement strategies that were provided in the study based on the literature. So to conclude or to summarize the whole of the study has threefold findings. One is the study identifies the criteria and attributes related to the green project and innovation capabilities for the green finance adoption. And the index is found to be at a level which is which shows the case organization is at a low ready level for those projects and innovations which are related to green finance. And also based on the IPA, it is found that the attributes that require attention are green project progress and performance monitoring mechanisms, green innovation investment, implementation of green supply chain and sustainable sourcing practices, environmental impact projections. So based on these weaker attributes, the improvement strategies were given, namely to digital tracking tools, basic sustainability reporting and training, periodic transparency reviews, low cost green technologies, employee driven innovation opportunities, supplier sustainability engagement, transparent sourcing practices, green procurement training, and emission forecasting tools and environmental assessments were the improvement strategies that were given to the case organization. So with this, I conclude, and these are the references. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request the respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Uh, Madam, can you tell me
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me how these indicators validated to ensure alignment with green finance and sustainability standards?
Sorry, ma'am.
How these indicators are validated to ensure the
So
alignment with the green finance and sustainability standards?
So we did a Delphi method here at the preliminary stage, wherein we had experts from the green finance domain, and also we had experts from the manufacturing enterprises and we collected data from them, and also we kept referring to them and also the literature just to make sure if the criteria that were selected are in line with the green finance chapter. And also in the previous study we did a content analysis where the climate change, the United Nations green finance norms are matched with the content that we have.
Okay. And how it can reduce the investment risk for financial risk?
Investments for? Sorry, Mama,
How
the
does
voice is echoing.
okay, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I'm asking how does the proposed readiness assessment framework support decision making for green finance instruments,
Mm-hmm.
and how can it reduce investment risk for financial risk?
Got it, ma'am. So, the proposed, this is a continuous assessment process. So, we have done the first stage of the process, and the following paper would follow the next steps with the continuous assessments. And that is the stage. And with respect to how it would reduce the financial, is that we did find that there was a very much of struggle with respect to hydrogen projects where they need a very upfront cost, but with respect to green finance in place, it would be made very easy for them, especially for those organizations which are focusing on the hydrogen projects.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards the next presentation.
Okay, sir.
For the next presentation, I like to call presenter Swapnali A for the paper title A Systematic Review of Multilingual and Multimodal Speech Recognition Integrating ASR, VSR, and AVSR with Self Supervised Learning. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Uh, Hello everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. Your screen is visible to us. You can please proceed.
Okay, sir. Good morning, all. I am Swapnali. First, I will thank SmartCom for giving me an opportunity to present my paper in this conference. My topic is a systematic review of multilingual and multimodal speech recognition integrating ASR, VSR, and AVSR with self-supervised learning. This paper is guided by Dr. Milind Gaikwad, sir. This is the basic agenda of my presentation. Introduction, motivation, objectives, literature survey. As this is my review paper, so my main focus will be on the literature, then proposed system architecture, future scope, and conclusion. First, we will see introduction. Speech recognition is the ability of the machine or program to identify spoken words and convert them into the relatable text. Then what is the basic need of the speech recognition? First one is for faster communication, as speaking is always faster than typing. So we can use speech recognition. Then hands-free use. For example, while driving a car, by using voice command, we can call anyone. Then third one is accessibility. Disabled people can access the gadgets without handling it. Then multilingual allows people to speak in own language and get translation easily. Now we will see how recognition gets evolved. First one is rule based. In rule based, scientists wrote manual rules to tell the system how speech sound look. For example, one rule is if sound has a rising pitch, then it might be an vowel. Then statistical speech recognition. In this type, it uses statistics and probability for guessing the sequence of words. For example, hidden Markov model uses this statistical speech recognition. Then deep learning. Deep learning models always uses RNN, CNN, LSTM for speech recognition. Next, multimodal and multilingual. It uses more than one type of input and recognizes speech in multiple languages. For example, XLS or Whisper. Then next concept is human communication is multimodal plus multilingual. Naturally, human don't communicate using only words. That is, talk is made up of voice tone, pitch, loudness, facial expressions, lip movements, etc. This makes communication multimodal. And one human can speak different languages or can switch to another language while talking. For example, as shown in this picture, Indian person can talk like, wow, खूपच सुंदर. I like it. Here, the mixture of two languages is there. This makes the communication as multilingual. Then, audio video speech recognition is a technology that helps computers to understand spoken language by using both sound and video. It works by combining the sounds of speech with the visuals of lip movements. It learns to focus on different aspects of both audio and video to make the sense of speech. Now we will see the motivation behind this research. First motivation is high impact applications. AVSR has the potential to create high impact applications beyond the traditional speech assistants. First one is accessibility. As shown in the previous one, deaf blind individuals can access the devices. For example, Siri. Then in forensics, speech recognition can help to analyze noisy or low quality recording. Then human robot interaction. Robots that listen plus watch lips for accurate command understanding. Then next, alignment with AI trends. Working on AVSR now means contributing to the future direction of AI because by working on AVSR, you are building the fundamental technology that will give AI essential ability to see and hear at the same time, which is the prerequisite for most advanced and real AI applications. Then next, objectives. There are total three objectives decided. First one is to develop self-supervised unified framework for multilingual ASR, VSR and AVSR. Second one, to design robust audio-visual fusion strategies using self-supervised learning to mitigate noisy conditions. And last one, to benchmark the proposed system on multilingual and multimodal datasets. Now, as this is the survey paper, I have read near about 60 to 70 papers. From that, I have included 20 references in this presentation, and I have done this survey on the basis of the models that uses in the speech recognition. For example, BERT, wave to wake, etc. I have made tables according to the models, and then I have summarized these tables according to the papers which refers that particular model. Due to time limitations, I will scroll the details of the tables and I will show the summary of the models. This first table shows the all the versions of the BERT model. I have included total 7 papers related to the BERT version, and this is the summary. First one, is HU BERT, which is mask prediction on clustered pseudo labels, is the conceptual core paper. It need based ASR from audio only. Then we can use HU BERT. Then AV HU BERT extends HU BERT to audio plus visual by creating multimodal clusters and masking across the streams. When we want robust lip reading or AVSR use video, when the audio is very noisy, then we have to use AV HUBERT model. Then fast HUBERT, when fast pre-training is needed, then we can use this model. Next is text HUBERT. When we want to leverage unpaired text to inject linguistic knowledge, then we have to use T HUBERT model. These are the some versions of the BERT model I have learned in the literature. The next model is related to data to wake. These are the three IEEE papers I have read, and this is the summary. First one, data to wake. It introduced the idea of predicting contextualized hidden states. One self-supervised learning framework for speech, vision, and language. The next version is 2.0, made it faster and more scalable while keeping improving performance. The next AV data to wake, it applied the same principle to audio, video, speech, producing multimodal contextualized targets for robustness and stronger AVSR lip reading. The next is XLSR. In this, there are two papers. First is related to transducer and second is for spoofing detection. First one focuses on the fast multilingual speech recognition and another one is for detecting fake versus real speech. Then next table is related to Matryoshka multimodal models. Matryoshka multimodal is the model which is based on based on the Russian dolls. In one model, we can work at multiple sided. That is model
You have
inside
1 minute to conclude.
Okay, okay, sir. Now, these are the basic gaps identified from this literature survey. First is multilingual and multimodal. That is, multilingual ASR model is powerful but unimodal, and the models which are multimodal, they are monolingual. And code switching is not available in the previous papers. And main thing, there is no foundational model is present for the multimodal and multilingual speech detection. This is the proposed system architecture. In this first audio, first input is taken in the form of audio, video, and text from the microphones, cameras, and text. Then these audio, video, and text modalities are integrated and provided as an input to the encoder. The main element of this architecture is shared self-supervised encoder that provides the extraction of strong and unified representation of the inputs of the various modalities, that is audio, video, and text. It converts the input into high level speech features, and this shared SSL encoder is contributed for the code switching also, and this input is provided to the feature fusion. SSL encoder doesn't care which language is spoken. It just understands how human produce this speech. So when languages get mixed, it doesn't get confused that which languages get spoken. Then in AVSR feature fusion, the feature fusion comes after the encoder, where audio and video representations are combined into a single multimodal representation before decoding. After the feature fusion, multilingual processing layer helps the system to understand which language is being spoken. And lastly, it decodes. Lastly, decoders take the language aware audio visual features and produce the final output like text or language labels. This is all about the system, proposed system architecture. This is the future scope. And lastly, conclusion. This review paper presents a systematic examination of development of multilingual and multimodal speech recognition with special focus on ASR, VSR, and AVSR that are enhanced with self-supervised learning frameworks. Okay, thank you.
I request our respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, can you tell me how does self-supervised learning
Ma'am,
help
there is
in
too much
effectively
echo from
integrating?
your side. Hello?
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
How does self-supervised learning helps in effectively integrating ASR, VSR, and ABSR model, especially for low resource languages?
Oh, single SSL model is shared across the multiple languages. Instead of training separate model for each language, we can share one model across the uh, all languages. That is that same encoder can use the parameters that is used by multiple ASR decoders, multiple languages, and multiple speech tasks.
And how do these models handle noise?
Ma'am, about noise means I have selected this topic for the PhD, and I have just done literature survey. This is the first stage of my PhD. Up to noise, I have not done that work.
Okay, fine. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, there is one request to all the participants that you all kindly adhere to the time limits. The time limits are 10 minutes for presentation and 2 minutes for question answer. And on 9 minutes, I will raise a gentle reminder. Okay, so it is kindly requested to everyone that you please stay adhere to the time limits. Now we are moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to invite presenter Gloria M. for the paper title Advancing the Digital Frontier and Analysis of Technological Integration and ICT Adoption in Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to present my study and allow me to share my screen.
Ma'am, you can share the screen now.
Okay, but I cannot find it. Sorry. Were you able to see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed.
Okay. Okay. My research title is Advancing the Digital Frontier, an analysis of technological integration and ICT adoption in micro, small, and medium enterprises. So this is Gloria M. Tucot from Pangasinan State University, Asingan Campus, Philippines. We all know that MSMEs, or the micro, small, and medium enterprises, play a vital role in job creation, innovation, and economic growth. That is according to World Bank 2020. And they really contribute significantly to the poverty reduction and entrepreneurship development. And in regards to the business landscape, uh, digital transformation is already evolving. And emerging technologies such as AI, cloud computing, and IoT are reshaping industries and business models. And for these enterprises to stay competitive, they must embrace digitalization and adapt to new market demands. Digital tools enhance efficiency, streamline operations, and improve decision making. Also, the e-commerce and digital payment solutions expand market reach and customer accessibility. But despite the benefits of this technology integration, our MSMEs struggle with financial constraints, digital literacy gaps, and another challenges that they encounter is the resistance to change. That's why the purpose of this study is to assess the current level of technology integration among the MSMEs in Pangasinan and to determine the level of utilization of MSMEs to integrate technology. Identify the key challenges preventing MSMEs from fully leveraging digital tools. Determine the level of willingness of MSMEs to integrate technology when presented with solutions to challenges. And also determine the level of helpfulness of technology integration as perceived by these MSMEs. And ultimately, to provide strategic insights to help these MSMEs successfully advance the digital frontier and ensure long-term sustainability. The results of these studies are the following. These are the profile of MSMEs. So I interviewed retail, I surveyed retail, manufacturing, and service. We have also, in terms of the number of employees, we have more, we have 1 to 10 employees are the most number of other respondents. In terms of number of years, more than 10 years in business are the most respondents. When it comes to level of utilization of technology, along with the digital marketing and social media technology, e-commerce and online sales, and digital payment solutions. So we have, for the digital marketing, mostly used is the Facebook. And other digital marketing and social media technology are not being utilized by the MSPs, considering the 400 respondents. When it comes also to e-commerce and online sales, all respondents reported not utilizing the well-known Lazada, Shopee, Zalora, Shein, or any other specified e-commerce platforms. This resulted in a mean utilization score of 1.0 for all the platforms with a standard deviation of 0, signifying no variation in responses. And in regards to the digital payment solutions, GCash is the most widely used digital payment platform, with 74% of the respondents highly utilizing it, and also 24% reporting moderate utilization, resulting in a mean utilization of score of 3.71 and a standard deviation of 0.53. And also, they are utilizing also online banking transfer, but it is on a moderate utilization. There are also challenges faced by MSMEs here in Pangasinan in regards to the technology integration. For the digital marketing and social media technology, the lack of awareness emerged as the most challenging factor for majority of the technologies. The lack for e-commerce and online sales, the lack of financial resources and lack of awareness were the most prominent challenge. And for the digital payment solutions, data security concerns emerge as the most prevalent challenge. So for the level of willingness to integrate technology under the digital marketing and social media technology, Facebook shows the highest level of willingness with 85%. And Reels, TikTok, and influencer marketing platforms also receive notable levels of willingness with the following. For Reels, we have the mean of 3.3. For TikTok, we have mean of 3.24. And for the influencer marketing platforms, mean of 3.06. And for the e-commerce and online sales, Lazada and Shopee are the most favored e-commerce platforms. So they obtain the most number of responses. And For the digital payment solutions, still GCash received the highest willingness to integrate it when presented with solutions, and online banking transfers also receive a high willingness score. In regards to the degree of helpfulness of this technology as perceived by the MSMEs, regarding the digital marketing and social media technologies, businesses strongly perceive technology as an essential tool for enhancing marketing strategies, improving customer reach, streamlining operations, and facilitating financial transactions. And for the digital maturity of MSMEs in the Pangasinan, Philippines, the digital maturity of MSMEs in Pangasinan can be interpreted using a simple three-level framework. So the findings indicate that most MSMEs in Pangasinan remain at the basic to intermediate stages of digital maturity. So based on the findings of this study, conclusion can be drawn regarding the technology integration of MSMEs along with digital marketing and social media technology, e-commerce and online sales, and digital payment solutions. The findings reveal limited adoption of digital marketing, e-commerce, and digital payment technologies among respondents. Facebook is the primary digital marketing platform, while other tools like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, small engine optimization, and analytics remain entirely unused. E-commerce platforms such as Lazada, Shopee, Zalora, and Shein are not utilized at all, indicating a reliance on traditional sales channels. In digital payments, GCash is the dominant platform, while alternatives like Paymaya, DragonPay, and Coins.ph are completely unused, and online banking transfers show minimal adoption. And these results highlight a significant gap in digital technology integration across marketing, e-commerce, and financial transactions. The findings also reveal that lack of awareness is the most significant barrier to adopting digital marketing, e-commerce, and digital payment solutions. And many businesses remain unfamiliar with platforms such as SEO tools, influencer marketing, Shein, and Coins.ph, limiting their integration into operations. Data security concerns also hinder adoption, particularly for Facebook, digital payment solutions like GCash, and online banking transfer, and some e-commerce platforms. Financial constraints affect e-commerce adoption, while resistance to change impacts digital marketing and online sales platforms. Additionally, connectivity issues and skill gaps present further obstacles. And this study highlights the varying levels of willingness to integrate digital technology across marketing, e-commerce, and digital payment solutions. In marketing, Facebook and YouTube emerge as the most preferred platforms, while TikTok, Reels, and influencer-driven strategies are gaining traction. However, CMS, PPC advertising, and marketing analytics tools face lower adoption due to limited familiarity. And in e-commerce, we have Lazada and Shopee are the top choices, while Shein and Zalora show moderate acceptance, reflecting differences in business suitability. And for digital payments, we have GCash and online banking transfers are the most trusted, whereas Paymaya and DragonPay see moderate adoption, and Coins.ph faces low interest. The study reveals a strong recognition of digital technology's role in enhancing business operations across marketing, e-commerce, and digital payment solutions. In marketing, we have social media and digital platforms are highly valued for customer engagement and promotion, emphasizing that importance in brand visibility and market research. For e-commerce, business acknowledge the benefits of 24/7 accessibility and inventory automation, highlighting how online platforms improve efficiency and expand customer reach. In digital payments, the convenience of cashless transactions and reduced cash handling are widely appreciated. Therefore, based on this study's conclusion, the following recommendations are proposed. MSMEs should explore and integrate a wider range of digital marketing, e-commerce, and digital payment tools beyond Facebook and GCash. Awareness campaigns and training programs can help business utilize platforms like Instagram, YouTube, Shopee, and online banking to enhance their digital presence and financial transactions. Also, to overcome the lack of awareness, data security concerns, financial constraints, and resistance to change, MSMEs should receive targeted education and support. Training sessions on cybersecurity, cost-effective digital solutions, and the long-term benefits of digital transformation should be conducted. Additionally, improving internet connectivity and digital skills training can help businesses maximize technology integration. Also, MSMEs should be encouraged to adopt more diverse digital strategies that align with their business needs. Support programs should focus on helping businesses leverage preferred platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Shopee, and online banking while gradually introducing advanced tools such as marketing analytics, the PPC advertising, and alternative payment gateways to expand their capabilities. Since MSMEs recognize the value of digital
You have
platforms,
half a second late, so you are
okay,
requested to kindly conclude.
okay, yes. Um, they recognize value of digital platforms in enhancing business operations. Further optimization should be encouraged. So business should be guided in fully utilizing digital marketing for customer engagement, improving their e-commerce efficiency through automation, and enhancing digital payment security and convenience to drive long-term growth and sustainability. And lastly, based on the findings of this study, a proposed extension proposal for the MSME should be implemented, and it is the title for this extension program is Business Building Innovation Zones for Nurturing Entrepreneurial Strength and Transformation. This has already been proposed, and also it has been approved, and it's ready for implementation. And these are my references. And uh, that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.
Now I request our respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Gloria,
Yes, ma'am.
what are the key technical
Come again, ma'am.
audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're
Hello.
audible to us, but there's a lot of echo on the background.
Am I Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
What are the key technical challenges MSME face when integrating new digital technologies with the existing system?
I'm sorry, ma'am. There is an echo in the background. That's why I could hardly hear the question.
Okay. What are the key technical challenges MSME
I
face? Hello.
Okay, got it, ma'am. Thank you. MSMEs face several challenges in here in Pangasinan. For the marketing, they face lack of awareness is the main challenge of the MSMs here. That's why they need training for that. And in regards to digital payment solutions, their security concerns is the main challenge of the MSMEs. And also the uh, adaptable to change is one also of the findings of the study that another problem of the MSMEs.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards the next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to introduce presenter Abhijit for the paper title AI driven automated examination framework for enhanced evaluation accuracy and efficiency. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Yeah, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you're clearly audible to us.
Yeah, I'm sharing my PPT. Is it visible, my presentation?
Yes, sir, it is visible to us.
Yeah.
You can proceed.
Okay. So thank you once again for giving me the opportunity to present my second work in the esteemed conference, SmartCom 2026. The paper title is AI-driven automated examination framework for enhanced evaluation, accuracy and efficiency. Again, under the guidance of Dr. Manoj Chandak sir, he is Director Academics and Professor in CSE Department, Ramdev Baba University, along with my student colleague, Miss Ashlesha Pathak, Miss Manali, and Miss Sanika. So I'm going to present the work from our side in this 10 minutes of slot. I'm going to brief out through these seven agendas. So first of all, I would like to highlight the context. It's an advancement in the information knowledge, computing art transformation in digital education. All of us know that most of the education institute, as well as most of the coaching institutes, as well as the governments are going for online examinations. So our main focus is on the online examination, as well as how to have the security and confidentiality in that in the conduction of the examination. So importance is there are three again important issues which all the examination platforms are facing. First is scalability, second is the accuracy, and third is the security. So I'm going to elaborate this presentation across these three issues. Then the motivation for us is the AI-driven examination framework to improve the efficiency and integrity. We have identified some research gap and the critical reviews and then finalize our problem statement. All of us know that existing online examination systems are basically rule-based, largely rule-based, and they are having only isolated components such as proctored or grading, and they are having the limited adoption of adaptive testing. And there is a problem of multimodal monitoring also. I would like to give an example. Suppose one student is giving the examination, campus placement examination from his home. So he must be proctored through more than one medium. For example, his camera movement, his audio speech, as well as his keystroke typing. So all this type of monitoring in our work we are calling as an multimodal monitoring. As well as our system supports not only the MCQ based question but also the descriptive question. For that we have used the NLP based natural language based processing approach for the evaluation in this one. There are lot of limitations in the existing platform. The current platform is focusing only for one examination, but our work will be customized to all other kind. For example, JE, then NEET, then campus placement. So this model can be deployed to all other works in the real life. So it's a scalable as well as it is efficient. Why it is efficient and why it's secure, I'm going to tell you in the next slide. Then it it is producing a very less high false positive rate in the AI-based proctoring due to there are high false positive rate in the current system that we are actually reducing in this statement. And based on that, we have identified our problem statement to develop an unified AI-driven examination framework that integrates the adaptive assessment. This is not only going to conduct the examination but also going to complete the assessment also. That's the beauty of this work. So, and also, as I'm telling you that it is not only going to cover the MCQ, it is also going to cover the descriptive questions also. So these are our objectives. The goals are measurable. Then hypotheses we have formulated and the expected contribution like proctoring, automated evaluation for the smart education system. These are the five components. Out of these, we have developed the three component and two are under the development stage. Right side two are in the development stage. So we are using the AI technology and the machine learning model for the randomization of the questions. We are using the vision-based proctoring so that the continuously student can be monitored by the examiner. Also, we are also observing the browser movement and all that thing. Also, the third one, NLP processing we have done. In that, the students are allowed to write down the descriptive answers, and based on the descriptive answer, our system is going to evaluate based on the model solution available in the database. Also, it is having a facility for the feedback generation also. The next thing, which is not actually developed, but yes, it is, we are thinking of using the reinforcement learning for the sequence-based questioning. Also, we are proposing the item response theory for the difficulty level of the questions. Generally, it is observed that the questions from the online proctored examinations are not of the different qualities, but we are trying for the IRT technology for having a variety of question, having a different level of difficulty. Also, multiple AI model we will try to combine. Right now, it is targeting only one AI model. Also, we are going to focus on the accuracy, reliability, and the fairness of the system. So these are the five important research workflow which we are actually targeted. First is the our system is not, it is not like that ki you go and deploy and use it. First you need to have an authentication and system setup wherein the admin will set up the candidate login as well as the biometric authentication as well as the camera and microphone calibration has to be done here in the first step. In the second step, the automated scoring and risk evaluation will be done, wherein the instant scoring of the objective answer will be available at that point of time only. And then we will have an NLP based evaluation for the descriptive answers. Then the suspicious actions, which is very vital in this proctored examination, will be monitored throughout the examination, and the ranking will be shown accordingly. Then third is the examination initialization. Here I'm talking about the machine learning based model where the randomization feature will be used for the random selection of the starting questions based on the baselines. Then we will be having a real time proctoring. Likewise, we are be having a facial feature, then eye movement of the candidate, auditory cause, whether he is switching from tab to tab or not. These will be monitored on time. And finally, our model is going to do the result compilation, and within 1 hour of examination time, the results will be available to the candidate as well as the administrator. These are some outcome of our research work. It's a unified AI-based framework, examination framework, as well as it provides the security. Madam, I would like to tell you that for security mechanism, exclusively we have used the public blockchain mechanism, wherein we are using the Ethereum blockchain, and smart contracts have been deployed for number one, for the examination conduction, and second, the automatic triggering of the score, and third is for the ranking. So all of us know that the blockchain technology is supposed to be a most secured technology, and for that we are using a Ethereum blockchain. I would like to highlight that for the security of the entire system. Then we will be having an automated and unbiased evaluation, obviously, because we are having the model answers as well as the database of the answers. Then we are supporting, as it was the limitation of the previous system or the existing system, it does not allow the multi-model proctoring, as well as it is not allowing the risk-based monitoring. So these we are actually allowing in this system. Also, we are going to give us the performance insights for the large-scale examination. Finally, the conclusion side, challenges which we have faced, and the conclusion of this work. So first challenge is the data privacy and the transparency. So in order to address this challenge, as I mentioned, we have used the Ethereum blockchain, wherein each block will be served as one of the secured block, and it will not affect the authenticity of the system. We are using the algorithms for risk evaluation. Also, we are maintaining the transparency in AI-based proctoring and evaluation. Also, one important point I would like to highlight is this system is scalable, and this can be scalable from 100 to thousands of users. We no need to panic if the number of users are going to be increased. So that's the beauty of this system. Also, it gives us the consistent real-time performance. It also helps in processing the large-scale multimodal data. And uh, conclusion, I would like to conclude, it's a AI-driven automated examination framework which adapts adaptive testing. Also, it allows the integrated proctoring and NLP based evaluation. Outcome of this work is the improved accuracy and efficiency in remote assessment. Also, it have the enhanced fairness, Feasibility and scalability is practical feasibly and demonstrated. We have the working model for this, and it's a scalable unified architecture. It's plug and play. You go, you just have to type the website URL, and the system, the authentication setup has to be done, and the system will be ready for use. And it integrates the latest AI techniques. So that's it from my side. Thank you. And questions.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very nice presentation, sir. And
Thank you, ma'am.
uh, what measures are implemented to ensure exam integrity?
For examination integrity, we have used the automated smart contract mechanism, ma'am, wherein the smart contracts are employed or deployed for each module of the examination, starting from authentication to evaluation.
Okay. And
Yeah.
how does the AI framework ensures fairness and accuracy in automated evaluation across diverse question types and student responses?
Yes. So basically, the crux of this the work is on the AI system, wherein we have used the AI models to have a diversity of the questions to the different set of examination, because student generally comes in batches for writing the examination. So our AI model will see that every batch will get an equal level of questions, means equal difficulty level of questions. So that ensures the fairness through our AI system, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am, for your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to call presenter Zen up for the paper title Carpool Connect, a decentralized Ethereum-based carpooling application for enhanced urban mobility. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, ma'am. You can please proceed with your presentation.
Yes. Is my screen visible?
Oh, ma'am, it's yes, ma'am. Now it is visible.
So, good morning, everybody. My name is Zainab Pirzadeh, and I am a second year student of Computer Science IoT department from the Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune. And I will be presenting on Carpool Connect, a blockchain based decentralized carpooling platform. So, before proceeding, I would like to give my special thanks to my guides, Dr. Anup Ingle and Rahul Pawar, sir. So, the current urban mobility challenges which are faced is first one, we are very well aware of the traffic congestion in the urban areas, which is very disruptive and leads to longer commuting times and increased fuel consumption, which significantly impacts the environmental quality. And another challenge is centralized platform limitation, because the existing carpooling services are centralized, they often suffer from lack of transparency and can raise issues such as payment disruptions and unreliable cancellation. And all of this automatically impacts user trust, which is a fundamental challenge in current systems. And it raises concerns over security, privacy, and the fairness of transactions that is carried out. So, what are the critical research gaps that we identified? Is the first one, centralized dependencies. Centralized platforms often introduces many various vulnerabilities such as single point of failure and potential for data manipulation, which compromises the system integrity. And second is lack of trustless payments. The absence of secure and automated payment mechanism includes the necessity of third-party intermediaries, leading to higher transaction cost and delayed settlements. And third is unreliable reputation systems. So the current reputation system are very susceptible to manipulation, which fails to reflect accurately user reliability and its trustworthiness. And fourth is the limited privacy protection. So as mentioned, the current carpooling platforms are centralized, so user data is often exposed to third parties, raising significant privacy concerns. So, how Carpool Connect addresses all these challenges, and it is an innovative solution. Firstly, it is built on blockchain technology, that is, it is a decentralized platform. it leverages blockchain technology for enhanced security, transparency, and user autonomy, which are also the key features of blockchain. And it provides peer-to-peer ride matching, which provides direct connection between the drivers and the passengers, which eliminates the use of intermediaries or any third party. And it uses smart contract automation, that is automatic execution of agreements and transaction is carried out automatically via smart contract, which is a code or a protocol or the agreement which we can say. And it provides fairness and efficiency, and since it is decentralized platform, no commission is taken, and because of that no intermediary is hired, and it provides more economical feasible solution to all the users. So the fundamental blocks of our Carpool Connect is that it is decentralized and immutable ledger. So any transaction or write data that is being carried out is recorded on a distributed ledger, which is tamper-proof and can be visible to anybody. And it uses smart contract for self-executing agreements to automate the transaction process and payment release, reducing human intervention and errors. And it provides trustless peer-to-peer interaction, which enables secure transaction between the user without requiring a central authority. And another important feature that it has is the cryptographic security. It uses advanced encryption technique, that is pseudonymous encryption, wherein no user data is exposed or any user identity, ensuring data integrity and privacy. So the system architecture. So there are four main blocks. One is the admin, driver, passenger, and the smart contract, wherein the blockchain mechanism is carried out. So starting off with admin. So admin can manage the users accepting or rejecting any applications and viewing the enrolled passengers. So the driver can create a ride, set the availability of the seats it has in its ride, can view booking in case a passenger has booked any ride, can start a ride, complete a ride, view ratings provided by the passengers, can also give feedback to its passengers and can view the feedback and communicate. That is, we have provided an in-chat system for its communication between the peers, and the passengers can view any available rides by mentioning their source and destination, and accordingly they can book a ride. So once a passenger has booked a ride, a payment is made, but this payment, the fee whatever is there, is not dispersed to the driver yet. After the payment, the ride can be tracked and the driver can be rated and feedback can be given. So once a payment is made, it is held in a temporary account, that is a smart contract. And once the ride has been completed, the payment is released and the transaction is logged. And in case there is any payment failure, the transaction is logged. And in case the cancellation of ride has been carried out from the passenger side, a refund is done, and that is also logged in the transaction. So anything, any transaction which is happening will be logged and will be visible on a distributed ledger. So one important mechanism that is being used in Carpool Connect is the smart contract escrow. So as mentioned earlier, that once a ride has been booked by the passenger, its payment is done, but it is not yet dispersed to the driver. Instead, it is held in an escrow temporary account, and it will only be transferred to the driver upon verified ride completion. And in case there is any cancellation of the ride from either the passenger or the driver's side, there is 100% guaranteed of a refund to the passenger. So this mechanism ensures fairness, eliminates payment disputes, and builds trust within the Carpool Connect ecosystem. So the key features of Carpool Connect is that it is decentralized ride booking platform. Users can book rides directly bypassing intermediaries. Smart contract escrow payments, that is automatic payments and dispersion and fair transaction is carried out. Secure wallet authentication using blockchain wallets, which ensures user identity and data protection, which is robust. And real-time chat system is provided for communication between the peers when the ride is going on, and live tracking for enhanced coordination and safety. So the technological foundation that is being used in Carpool Connect for the front end is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React JS, Redux JS, and Leaflet JS. For the backend, Node.js and Socket.io. For the database, MongoDB. And we have used the database MongoDB only for the chat that is being carried out between the peers, which is held for for a certain amount of time, and after that those are deleted permanently from the database. And block for the blockchain, Solidity for the writing of smart contract, MetaMask, which is a cryptocurrency wallet, and Web3.js. So the future scope for Kalpur Connect would be the integration of Ethereum layer 2. So currently the smart contract is deployed on layer 1 Ethereum. So deploying it on layer 2 can eliminate the gas cost fee, and the incorporation of decentralized identity frameworks which can enable verifiable, privacy preserving user authentication, and artificial intelligence can be used for advanced ride matching and route optimization algorithms. And additionally, IoT based ride verification mechanisms and can be integrated such that carbon emission metrics can be tracked for environmental impact assessment. So I would conclude by saying that Carpool Connect demonstrates how blockchain technology is being used, and it not only leverages on blockchain integration but also how it eliminates intermediaries, ensures fair escrow payments, and protect user privacy through wallet based authentication. Overall, so Carpool Connect offers a reliable and sustainable alternative to centralized platforms, addressing the key challenges which are faced currently. So, thank you. So, are there any questions?
Now I request the respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Thank you. Very nice presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I just have one question.
Yes.
How does the system addresses
Scalability.
transaction cost issue
Sorry,
for
ma'am.
real-time urban mobility use?
Sorry, ma'am. Could you please repeat the question?
How does the system addresses scalability and transaction cost issue, that is gas fees, for real-time urban mobility use
Yes.
cases?
Yes, currently, as mentioned, it is deployed on layer 1, which I agree, which has higher gas fee. But so we are planning to deploy it on layer 2, which will significantly reduce the gas fee. And as for scalability, if we deploy it, and also another option would be to deploy this whole blockchain on a private blockchain, so the gas fee will be negligible or zero if we that which I would like to add. So if we will do this, then the scalability will automatically be impacted and many more users will be aware on how to use this application in real time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to call presenter Kristen for the paper title Development of an Application for Therapeutic Interventions in Children with ASD based on the NEPSY second model. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You can please proceed with your presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. It is visible to us.
Good morning, everyone. My project is about the development of a digital application inspired by the NEPSI-2 neuropsychological assessment model. In this work, combine engineering, software design, and cognitive science. In this presentation, I will cover your main sections. First, an introduction to the problem and context. Second, the methodology used to design and implementation the application. Third, the result of time from validation and user testing. And finally, the conclusion and future work. I will brief introduction to the problem that motivate this research. Autism, spectrum disorder, and an estimated prevalence of approximately 1% worldwide. However, in Ecuador, there is a significant under the registration, late diagnosis, and limited access to special service. The same research show that serious game and interactive digital tools have a strong potential to improve attention, interaction, and learning in children with ASD. This context highlights the need accessible technology-based therapeutic tools, especially those grounded in validated neuropsychological models such as NEPSI-2. Next, I will explain the methodology used in this project. The application was developed using Unity as the main development platform with C# as the programming language. For the storage, local SQLite database was implemented. This combination allows cross-platform development, stable performance, local and secure data management. From an engineering perspective, these technologies provide a robust and scalable foundation. Of the 36 subtests available in the NEPSI frameworks, we choose 3: Arrow, Pathfinder, and Watches. Arrow are the assessing the attention and visual spatial orientation. Pathfinding are for assessing the planning and executive functions. The clocks are for assessing the time perception and visual spatial construction. Each activity was digitally adapted while preserving the original cognitive construct of the NEPSI model 2. This diagram shows the functionally workflow of the system. First, a chill interaction on the therapist and the therapist. Excuse me. The application process the input using unit C# logic, including response validation and for calculation. Finally, the data storage and the local database and use generate results reports. The structure controls the evaluation of reliable data capture. The system architecture follows a ledger design, a table of basic user, connect a Unity engine which manage logic and interaction. Data is stored logical using SQLite, and a report module allows exporting results. This architecture supports usability, modularity, and future expansion. Participants. Validation was performed using expert judgment, a panel of 3 professionals in neuropsychology, psychopedagogy, and occupational therapy. Evaluate the application. A structure rubric, asset set, visual appearance, technical functionality, and therapeutic usefulness. An ordinal scale from the 0 or 2 was used for the evaluation. The user sample including 10 children were diagnosed with ASD between 5 and 9 years old. Most participants were male, and the predominant severity levels were grade 1 and grade 2 in ASD. The sample was used to observe performance trends with the application. I will now present the main results to the study. The expert validation shown a Kendall's W coefficient of 0.623 with statistical significance. This indicates the moderate to strong agreement among experts, supporting the technical and therapeutic viability of the application. In this table, summaries participants' performance across the three activities. If it included execution and time, score for arrows, pathfinding, and clouds. The data show variability consistent with ASD profiles and highlights difference between tasks. The arrows activity showed strong performance across participants. This indicates successful and faithful digital translation of the original NEPSI2 construct. Result from pathfinding tasks show greater difficulty for some participants. This suggests that functional adaptation is required better suit children with ASD. The clock's activity revealed a challenge and sequential and time reading. These results reinforce the need adaptive difficulty and multimodal support. Conclusion. In conclusion, the application is innovative and viable for the Ecuador context. Unity and SQLite provide a stable and accessible platform. Expert validation was positive around was the most successful task. Pathfinding and close require further adaptation. Future work includes adaptive difficulty and multimodal interaction. Thank you very much for much your attention. Do you have any question?
Yes. What methods are used to evaluate the effectiveness and usability of the application for children with ASD?
Can you repeat your question?
What methods are used to evaluate the effectiveness and usability of the application for children with ASD?
The application is based in the NEPSI in the NEPSI2. The NEPSI2 have your metrics and use these metrics in this application.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to call presenter Imran for the paper title Influence Rank, a trust propagated matrix for measuring scholarly citation influence. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Hi, a very good morning to all. Thank you, SMARTCOM, for giving this opportunity to present the paper. This work is done by my UG student, and he is here to present his work. So I kindly request session chair, please allow Mr. Ayush to present this work.
Okay, no problem. You can proceed.
Yeah. So can you see the slide?
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. And Ayush, it is over to you now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ayush. I'm going to present our research, which is called Influence Rank. It's a trust propagated metric for measuring scholarly citation influence. So, the problem that we are trying to solve is that in the current world, citations are basically evaluation for many things like promotions and the further research and the quality of a paper. And currently we are just using a number of citation as the quality of the paper. So the issues that we are facing in this is that all citations are treated equally. And a citation from high quality paper is considered same as a citation from low quality paper. Self citations and citations rings inflate the impact of a paper by increasing the number of citations, and old papers, which are naturally going to have more citations than the new papers. So our key insight was that who cites you matters, when they cite you matter, and whether the citations are independent, which means there are no common authors between papers, which also matters. So we need a quality aware recursive citation metric to measure the scholarly influence of a particular research paper. And for that, we need credibility, recency, and transitive trust. So the current solution, as we discussed, citation count is a very basic metric which is not covering all the aspects. H index just accounts the productivity of a researcher, and journal impact factor are very centralized and very problematic in some situations. So there are graph-based approaches that can be applied to this solution, which are page rank. But these approaches don't have any time decay, self citation penalty, or any prior trust methods. So, the summary of our uh, ideology is that traditional and PageRank variants exist. They are good, they are partially good, but they are still vulnerable and quality blind. So our idea is to adapt eigentrust to academic citations. Eigentrust is an old algorithm used for file transfer networks to measure the trust of a particular file in P2P file transfer networks. This is our algorithm. You can have a look at it. There are 5 stages which I'm going to explain in the further slides. So first phase is that we build a citation graph. In the next phase, we weight those citation by time and author overlaps. In the phase 3, we normalize the matrix and handle the dangling nodes. In phase 4, we run eigentrust iterations with journal prior, and in phase 5, we just get the output influence score for the papers. This is the formula for eigentrust update that we have adapted from an old research paper called Eigentrust. So let's understand this using an example. Let's take 4 papers, A, B, C, and D. A is citing B and C, D is citing B and C. B has some amount of self-citations that we can see that B has high amount of author overlap and citations. B is citing C also. In the phase 1, what we do is we create a matrix out of it. Uh, we just take 1 for citations and 0 if there is no citation. A, B, C, D, 4 papers, so it's a 4 by 4 matrix. And currently it's a binary matrix, just contains 1 and zeros. In the next phase, in the next step, we apply time decay to it. So we have used an exponential formula over here for getting the time decay. And basically, this formula suggests that as the age of that citation increases, the weight of that particular citation decreases exponentially. And for the experiments, we have taken lambda is equal to 0.005. It's a tunable parameter, so we can change it according to our needs. Author overlaps formula is this. We just get the subset of it and we get the original authors, and we get 1 minus gamma into overlap ij. So it's a 70% penalty. It can be modified for different use cases, but for now we have kept it 0.7 for experiments. Journal priors. Not all venues are equal. Quartile seed weights we have accordingly adjusted. Q1 is 1000, Q2 is 100, Q3 is 10 and 1. And accordingly, we calculate a prior trust matrix. So each citation is now weighted on the basis of time decay and author overlap. We have used the journal priors as to create the prior matrix. So these are the parameters as we discussed. And in the phase 2, we get this before normalization weighted citation matrix. So let me just quickly give you an idea. B had a self citation, right? And it had a high author overlap. So the score is decreased by too much. But C was completely independent. It was not citing to anyone. So as you can see, it has 0 in the row, but C has a score of 1 in most cases. Then we have to normalize the matrix to balance out the scores. We basically take the sum of the row and divide all the numbers by the sum of it, and we get this. Rows represent probability distribution of the trust row. Higher values means stronger influence, and now you can use the matrix for trust propagation to handle the dangling nodes. For example, we had our node C, which was not citing to anyone. That means it will have 0 in this whole row. So for that, we will have to handle this by our prior vector that we created using the 1 by n. So basically, if we have 4 papers in the network, for example, in this network, we'll take 1 by 4 as the prior value. In the next phase, we will use the eigentrust formula to calculate the trust propagation. And we just use tk plus 1, 1 minus alpha ct tk plus alpha p. Let me just give you an overall idea of what is the meaning of it. Uh, this means 1 minus alpha. Alpha is a parameter which decides how much we are trusting on our network and how much we are putting trust on the journal based prior vector, which we have q1, q2, q3, q4, which is a centralized approach, which is like pre-decided. For the next phase, for the next step, what we do is we just put the values in this formula and we keep calculating it. We have multiple iterations of it until and unless this converges to a particular value. How do we decide that? We just take epsilon equals to 10 to the power minus 6. And if the value difference is smaller than this, we take the convergence. After that, we'll just get scores of all the papers, and it will reflect that C has highest influence and D has lower influence. B has moderate influence, although it had some amount of self citations. So the intuition summary is that citation count asks how many citation does this paper have, but influence rank asks how much trusted influence flows into this paper. So let me just show you the experimental results of our experiment. We have used 3000 papers subset, which had citations, 152,000 citations, including 123,000 papers. And these are the parameters used. This is a quick graph of our trust score. It decreases over time, as you can see. By the way, this is a very important result of this paper. As you can see, this paper has 75,000 citations. This paper has only 19,000 citations. Still, this one has a
Sorry to
higher
interrupt, sir,
influence score.
but you have 1 minute to conclude. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. That basically means that this algorithm is working and it just does not completely rely on raw citations. High citation count does not mean high influence, and it usually converges in 20 to 40 iterations. Uh, So the conclusion is that this complements traditional metrics like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, but it is suitable for discovery. And we have blockchain based, for the future work, we can do blockchain based infrastructure where you can use soul-bound tokens, which are non-transferable NFTs, to store the score of the papers. Thank you so much. Now I'm open to questions.
I request respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Ayush, very nice presentation and a very unique topic.
Thank you.
Nowadays, it is very essential because everyone is working for citation. Okay. My question is, how was influence rank validated across different disciplines?
Yeah, ma'am. So basically, the parameters that we took, we can modify those parameters according to the needs. For example, if there is a smaller research group, like let's assume decentralized finance, it's a very niche topic. So there will be obviously less amount of researchers in that, and we have to adapt those parameters to make this algorithm work. That's the basically approach. We can take gamma. Gamma is basically the author overlap parameter that we took, and that can be modified. We can decrease the author overlap because if the research community is very small, we know that there are going to be overlaps, and such that we can reduce the penalty of author overlaps, and accordingly we can adjust all the other parameters.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Now we'll be moving towards next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to call presenter Devyani for the paper title Psych Council AI, a comprehensive AI powered platform for personalized mental health support and intervention. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Yes, thank you.
And please proceed with your presentation.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I am Devyani Shanmugam Mudaliar. I am with Miss Abira Madi, Arya Gaikwad, and Lucky Yadav, presenting the paper Psych Council AI, comprehensive AI-powered platform for personalized mental health support and intervention. So we will be going through various topics like introduction, problem statement, research gap, objectives, proposed solution, dataset model, architecture, safety, experiment, and future work and conclusion. So first, let's discuss about what is the major problem when it comes to comprehensive AI mental health problem. There are 1 billion people who globally suffer from mental health issues, and 80% of people never receive a proper care. So most of the low or middle class people were not able to have an access to a profession because of the high cost or long waiting lines or a stigma according around the mental health. So these are the major problems. So mental health disorders are highly increasing and globally, and there is a shortage of trained mental professionals. And also due to the high cost and the social stigma, there is a discourage in the individual seeking for help. So what our paper actually does, we have researched through research gap where there is a lack of deep contextual understanding, and most of the papers that are based on AI based therapy data sets they lack insufficient CBT grounding, poor emotional intelligence, and there are many limited personalization and adaptability issues. So our research, Site Council AI, mainly aims for AI-powered support system. We deliver a uh, personalized AI counseling system. So we have an evidence-based CBT, that is consecutive behavior therapy, and also enable emotional awareness. And we are also backed by Llama 3.1 model in our paper. So, what are the main objectives of our paper? Is the AI-powered mental health? Our paper is mainly about providing a proper mental health support using our AI-powered chatbot system. It provides a very personalized and contextual awareness. And we are backed by two very evidence-based consecutive behavior therapies and emotionally aware system. So let's go through our proposed solution. PsyConsole AI basically works like a chatbot, any chatbot that you take. So first, the user put out their concerns about their mental health issues and emotional distress in a text-based system. And on through the ongoing interactions, the our model helps to detect the emotional or the mood tracking or also crisis intervention. So what our model usually does is it analyzes the text that the user sends and it detects the emotions and does the CBT reasoning and also sends a personalized response to our user. And it also has safety and crisis evaluation. In safety and crisis evaluation, Mainly, if our users feel very low in mood or in distress, we send an immediate response or emergency uh, hotline numbers to help them. So this overall improves our well-being. So what are the data sets and models that are used? So we have used a therapy data set, that is Hugging Face, and it has around 8,45,000 therapy conversations that are based on CBT style counselors. These are mainly emotional rich mental health dialogues where the our data set helps to knows the pattern of how this knows the pattern of our paper, and also the model llama 3.0 is a transformer based language model. It is fine tuned and also has emotional and contextual aware response. So the therapy data sets goes through the CBT style consular response, and these data sets are trained according to our users, and the llama model helps to break this uh, generated user responses and does the fine tuning. So our model is made of front end, that is React.js, and the backend is based of Node.js and Express. And our AI core is NLP and ML engine. And the database are encrypted mostly. And the security we provide is very end-to-end protection. So system architecture and safety and ethics model. So when it comes to site console AI, it is mainly around our main focus is around the safety of our users. So we have a very anonymous interaction when it comes with our users. So if there are any suicidal indications or indirect risks, we immediately does the emergency escalation protocols and call the mental health hotline numbers to help our users. And when it comes to any kind of data set that are biased or anything, most of the AI chatbots that are present in the market are very biased to the specific English user. We are trying to avoid that with our ethnic safeguard system, privacy preserving, and we are not a clinical replacement for therapy, but a human-centered AI to help the people who are suffering from mental health issues. So our experiment results. Most of the site console AI, we have 150 clinically designed cases, which are representing various things like depression, anxiety, and any related mental health issues. It is an 8-week intervention period where we tested our patients on an 8 weeks duration time and provided a result. So you can see 3.98% reduction in PHQ-9 depression score. PHQ-9 is a questionnaire system where our users are asked on 9 questions based on their if they are feeling depressed or not. And GAD-7 is an anxiety score, which is 41.10 reduced after using our psychconsole.ai. So our future work and conclusion. PsychConsole AI demonstrates the potential of focuses on a multilingual and cultural expansion and real-world clinical trials. We are also trying to clinically assess the interface to further validate and extend the system's real-world applicability. And our system highlights how responsive AI can be to improve the accessibility of mental health support while remaining assistant and safe to the clinical info. Our future work mainly conclude including multilingual and cross-cultural adaptation. So various speakers who are not into English or any other languages, we can provide help in them. And real-world clinical trials. And we want to extend our platform not only with text-based, but voice-based too, where a user can interact it through voice notes. So we can actually get a better understanding how that our users are actually feeling presently. And we want to also clinically collaborate with interfaces like collaborating with various hospitals to help our users or clinical or any hospital therapists to help their patients to improve their overall mental health. So thank you. Is any other questions?
I request a respectful session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions?
What measures are implemented to protect the mental health data, and how is the system clinically validated?
Yeah. So ma'am, when we come to this paper, the data are actually the users' data that we take are very anonymous. So when there is layer of anonymity and all the data sets that we have taken clinically validated are pre-trained models data from therapy data set.
And how your system ensures ethical compliances?
Ma'am, there are various bias data sets that are already present in data sets. So we try to make our data sets in a pattern where we don't let our any user to feel any biased when they are answering anything like in mental health issues.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards next presentation. For the next presentation, I like to call Arun Kumar for the paper title The Human Factor in the Last Mile Delivery, a comparative study of mobile governance, M governance adoption in rural Kerala and Karnataka. I request the presenter to kindly proceed with their presentation.
Thank you for the opportunity. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're clearly audible to us.
Thank you. So, our topic is the human factor in the last mile delivery, which why technology alone fails. So, it's a comparative study of governance in Kerala and Karnataka. I'm Arun Kumar VN, and my co-author is Agana Nath. We are from the Department of Mass Communication, Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham, Coimbatore. So, I will first of all I will give an executive summary of the study that we have done. Just a second. So the core paradox was to, despite similar technological offerings like E7M for Karnataka and for Kerala and Seva Sindhu for Karnataka, adoption rates diverge significantly between Kerala and Karnataka. So our study was to identify how the technological adaptation of the governance is reaching to the root section of the society, the common people of the society. So the key findings was digital literacy was a major factor for that. And also, when it comes to Kerala's entrepreneur model of Akshaya centers, that also played a major role to make sure that the services are reaching to the rural population. And the third one was the successful grievance addressal. That is the primary driver of the institutional trust. So institutional trust also we found as a major element in successfully finishing the digital services. And our recommendation was to policymakers must move on from tech replication to ecosystem engineering, formalizing the role of human intermediaries as a permanent layer for digital governance. So this was the summary. Now let's move to the details of the study. We can see multiple gaps in this representation here, like the digital literacy as a wall and linguistic diversity as a wall and institutional trust as a wall between the government services and to reach the rural citizen. So the context of the study was the Digital India vision aims to bridge the rural gap between mobile seva and m-governance. But the problem was not the availability, but the adoption. That is, the gap is not technical, but it's a socio-technical. And the paradox of high penetration and the low adoption also we can see the multiple leaks are represented in this, where from a journey from meaningful adoption to the service availability. So in between, in the case of digital literacy, the lack of trust, the linguistic barriers, the institutional design, the digital trust, all these creating leaks to reach the service from the government to the people. And the methodology was sequential mixed method approach. The data was sourced from January 2025 to June 2025. We adopted the quantitative methodology and qualitative methodology. The quantitative was a survey based on 400 households, multi-stage random sampling in measuring awareness, usage, and digital literacy. And for qualitative, 40 interviews were conducted, 4 group discussions were also conducted. The participants were citizens, Akshaya entrepreneurs, Grama Panchayat officials, and village extension officers. 4 districts that we have studied in these 2 states, that is Kerala and Karnataka, as our study area. geographical area for the study. So Dharwad and Raichur were the district that we had adapted from the Karnataka to our rural district, and Palakkad and Malappuram, another two rural districts from Kerala. And when we compare between these two states, that is Kerala and Karnataka, we can see that there is a huge difference in the Human Development Index, the literacy rate. But when it comes to e-Seva, both the states are offering different portals for their e-services. E-Sevanam is the primary platform which is used by Kerala and Seva Sindhu by Karnataka. The linguistic context is for Kerala, it is predominantly Malayalam. For Karnataka, it is multilingual, that is Kannada, Urdu, and Telugu. So the implementation model is network of Akshaya's e-centers that we used to study. So the institutional model of Akshaya e-center is entrepreneur-run formal. But when it comes to Karnataka, for Seva Sindhu, it's a mixed model, that is Gram Panchayat-led direct to citizen and informal. So here the insight is Kerala offers a mature homogenized environment. Karnataka presents a complex multilingual landscape with starker urban-rural divide. So the data reveals that awareness has a major role in the increase of usage. So here you can, the more awareness, the more usage is there. At the same time, for adopting the e-Seva, digital literacy plays a major role. And with related to that, monthly income, education level, trust in government, everything correlates with the usage of the digital services. Age also playing a major factor. And digital literacy is the most single significant multiplier for the adoption. And when it comes to human barriers, language, fear, and complexity plays a major role. For example, the one person participated in the group discussion stated that Karnataka is not so strong in reading, and has Urdu option is there, and but still in sometimes the Urdu option doesn't work properly, so that creates a linguistic disconnect. And when it comes to Kerala, one person from Malappuram, he said that how it is going to affect, like if I'm going to submit wrongly, and what if I press submit wrongly? So these are the confusions were there. So they, rather than directly doing the e-governance with the website or the application, they would like to go to the Akshaya center so that they will get a receipt as an evidence of that they have finished this thing. And a more human-centric framework for M-governance will be the better when we compare between these two delivering platforms. So for things we need to make sure that it is should be there. That is human infrastructure, that is a formalized, trained intermediaries will help with this. Institutional trust should be developed. Digital literacy should be improved, and localized content will help in making the application or this e-governance more popular. And the structural root cause, what we found is the entrepreneurship versus the ad hoc duty. In Kerala, the entrepreneurial ecosystem plays a major role where the citizen can take the help of citizens. Citizens can directly do the e-services with the government. At the same time, they can also go through the Akshaya Entrepreneur, which is a paid service. So it is not costly, but a paid service, which creates a more service-oriented e-governance in the Kerala atmosphere. At the same time, when it comes to Karnataka, it's incentive that is considered as, no incentive is there, but it's an extra duty for a government officials. So the citizen should approach the government officials, or he has to do or she has to do the directly. So there is a chance of high friction, and we observed unpredictable support also there. So the trust nexus, that is in Kerala, we can see when it comes to Akshaya, more trust is there because the recipients are provided with proof, and it will reduce the anxiety. But when it comes to Karnataka flow, like this service, it is either they will be comfortable with going with the family member or a younger relative, mostly first-time users, rather than going directly to the government office or to get support for the governance with the government office. So qualitative data reveals that successful grievance readdressal is the first event that converts a skeptic into an advocate. So these are different versions of trust nexus, which is we have found in different set of the studies, like different situations of the study. So everything shows that this when there is a paid intermediary or a professional intermediary is there, it creates more trust in this trust in the government services also. Also, they are happy to do that. No, they will get a recognition like a receipt, which shows that they have completed the task. So the solution will be human-centric governance network, where the human infrastructure that is formalized paid intermediaries and digital literacy should be improved. Like we said in the beginning, institutional trust we should develop, and localized design also should be developed. And validating the framework, why Kerala model has a more better adaptation towards the governance, because this Kerala has created a formal market for help,
Sorry to
that
interrupt,
is the
sir,
Akshaya centers.
but you have 1 minute to conclude.
Yes, agents need citizen to succeed. And when it comes to Karnataka, we can see that 60% of the users relied on the family members. So rethinking the best practices of how the adoption is happening, rather than the old metrics which can calculate the number of app downloads, service availability counts, replicating code. The new metric can be adopted: time saved for citizens, transaction cost, equitable outcomes, and anxiety reduction. So we have also created a policy roadmap for designing the intermediation for state policymakers, IT departments, and the administrators, both short term and long term. And we would also like more research can be done in this with the role of AI, so that the governance can be delivered in a better way. That is from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our respected session chair, ma'am. Ma'am, do you have any questions? Ma'am, do you have any questions?
Sir, for comparing the fairness between two states, how you are going to consider the infrastructure and policies parameters into the consideration?
Yes, ma'am. We actually did the qualitative thing, that is with the group discussions and the interviews that we have done, which was also covered the infrastructure facilities and also the adoption of smartphones by the users. All these things we taken into consideration. So from there only we have concluded that literacy rate is playing a major role. And when it comes to technical adaptation of mobile services, and one of the reason of there is a less adaptation to mobile services was there in Karnataka, which actually led to the finding that they are depending more. They would like to go for, especially elderly people, would like to go more towards the younger, family members or younger siblings, so that they can get it done rather than going to a government office. They have smartphones, but still they are not aware about how to use it or how to do the services through the eSave apps.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll be moving towards the closing remark. I sincerely thank our authors for their excellent presentation and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough. We, on behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during the 10th version of SmartCom 2026 and all the previous 9th versions, and we'll be happy to have you in 11th version in 2027. All the presenters will be getting their digital certificates within 2 working days. The publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. Kindly cooperate with the team of SmartCom 2026. I also thank our session chair, Professor Dipali S. Jadhav, for chairing the session. Ma'am, this is the token of love and appreciation from the team of SmartCom 2026 and Global Knowledge Foundation and partners. I request you to kindly address our participants.
Thank you, Karthik sir. I sincerely thank all the authors for their insightful presentation and valuable contribution. I also appreciate the active participation and thoughtful discussion from the audience. And I congratulate all the presenters and wish them continue success in their future research endeavor. Thank you, and we all conclude this technical session. And I'm also thankful to Dr. Amit Joshi sir and Dr. Parikshit Mahalle sir for giving me opportunity to work as a session chair. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Karthik sir, as you are available throughout the session to support throughout the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable time and such appreciating words. Now, I request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a quick virtual snapshot of the conference. I kindly request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a quick virtual snapshot. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.